औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम क़ाल अल्लाहु तआला फ़ी कलामिहिल मजीद व यसअलूनका अनिर रूह क़ुलिर रूह मिन अम्रि रब्बी वमा ऊतीतुम मिनल इल्मि इल्ला क़लीला सदक़ल्लाहुल अज़ीम। तेरा तन रूह से ना आशना है, अजब क्या आह तेरी नारसा है। तने बेरूह से बेजार है हक, खुदाए जिंदा जिंदों का खुदा है। My dear brothers and sisters, today I'll talk briefly about the Ruh, the spirit, and our spiritual being, my very favorite subject that I always touch upon. And I'll try to make a point that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala expects after He created the humans. He has expected us to connect to Him through our Ruh, through our spiritual being, and recognize His being and be close to Him with our effort by doing good deeds, taking care of His creation, and recognizing that there is a purpose for which we are created. Fairly simple. And yet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has also told us that many of us do not really connect to our spiritual beings, and we live our lives totally unconnected to Him and to our spirit, and this way we may not be able to accomplish the full benefit of our being. Now, I have briefly quoted a verse from Al-Quran in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that they are asking you about the spirit, about the Ruh. Tell them that they have been given knowledge about it, but very little. And then I have quoted a couplet from a philosopher poet in Urdu, and there he says that tera tan ruh se na ashna hai, your body is actually not aware of its spiritual existence within itself. He says, no wonder, ajab kya ah teri narasa hai. I'm not surprised that whenever you supplicate or you try to ask for something from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it really does not reach to Him because you are not connected to your spiritual being. He said, Tane beruh se bedar hai haq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is really not very happy with a physical being that does not have a spiritual being also within itself that is awake. And he said, Khudaye zinda zindun ka khuda hai. Alive God, God is that is omnipresent and omnipotent. He does not like a body, a physical body that does not have a living spirit within it. In other words, this basically is a verse that is inciting us, asking us to try to recognize that there is a spirit within us. We should connect to it, and once we connect to it, we should develop it. Developing it means remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, doing 5 daily prayers, and realizing that there is a spiritual being within us. Once you realize that and you develop it, and then try to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to get you closer to Him, then gradually you develop within yourself a certain feeling, certain strength that really gives you the ability to reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And whenever then you pray, your prayers are accepted. And this way you go around the world trying to do work of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And a point comes when you become so well connected that whatever you desire, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives it to you. This is putting it in very simple words. But again, the point here I am making, and that we should all realize, is that we do have a spiritual being within us that we should connect to. Living without connecting to yourself and without recognizing that particular ability that you have within you really makes your life very empty. Now, that does not mean that everybody that listens to this advice has the ability to connect. Most of us get lost in our worldly affairs in such a way that even when you go and do the prayers and you are in sajda and you're trying to say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you actually are praying to Him only and you seek only His help, you are not able to really connect to Him because you are not on that same frequency where you should be. And that is because you have not really connected to your own spirit. Unless you connect and go through that route, you will not be able to really connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is as simple as I can get. Now let me just give you few examples to make sure that you understand what I'm talking about. Now, we all believe that there is a hadith in which our beloved Prophet says that I am the city of knowledge and Ali is the gate towards it. In another version, our beloved Prophet says that if you follow any of my companions, the four companions that he had very close to him, that you will be rightly guided. In other words, when you follow any one of them, you will be rightly guided, you will be rightly educated about yourself. Now think and try to realize what university did any of those companions go to? What degrees did they have? From what university? How much knowledge did they have? How many books did they read? Zero. And yet, our beloved Prophet says that I am the city of knowledge. And Ali, or any of the other companions also, are the gateway towards it. That knowledge is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has. And the same Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exists today. He has that knowledge and He can give it to whosoever He wants to. And that does not mean you have to go to a university to get that knowledge. You can get that knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you can connect to Him. There were people around that time and for centuries afterwards also who actually got that knowledge from the companions and their companions and their descendants and all others that were connected to them. Let me make it simple for us. There is a city of knowledge, and that knowledge is given to people today also. And people can become so knowledgeable even today that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then teaches them and gives them that particular awareness of things around them, and then they can see things that me and you cannot. That they can do things that most of us cannot. It's very difficult for us to understand that world, but that world exists today also as it did at our beloved Prophet's time. So we should not get very proud of our scientific knowledge, the worldly knowledge that explains things here and there, and yet ignore the spiritual knowledge that exists out there. There were people that had never really gone to any school, their parents were not educated, and their children also never went to any school, and yet those were the people most aware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His beauty, His creation, and they were able to connect to Him. They knew things. Take the example of Luqman alayhi salam. There is a story, there is a chapter titled Luqman, and he was known to have the wisdom and the knowledge. Where did he learn it from? Where did he go? How was he given the knowledge? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him that knowledge. The same Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exists today. He has the same powers that He always did. And that knowledge can still come to us if we try to connect to Him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the understanding that there is a whole lot of knowledge out there with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and with people that He selects to give that knowledge to. We should not deny that, and we should always look out for people that may be more knowledgeable, more connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they can benefit us. Sitting with them, sitting in their company is much more beneficial than learning 50,000 books and still not knowing why we are on this earth and what we should be doing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us humble and keep us passionate towards His creation so that we can live up to our purpose of our being. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.